Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my desktop. Chris Marley here for Wednesday, filling in for our CEO, Dan Working. He's away for the day here. So hopefully I don't disappoint. We do this as a live open Q&A when I am here. I don't have any pre-done content, so I allow you all to drive the content with your questions. I can see Vito chiming in about 6 minutes before we even started. Extra eager today. Yep, Vito, give me a moment. We'll start going over that stuff. I'm going to let a few more people pile in here just in case anything I go over relates to questions other folks have. Cut down on people missing any part of this. So get the most out of it all. All right, we'll give people some time to get in here. So let's start. Vito's asking about Brokerage Plus. There's a ton in Brokerage Plus. I could spend the entire hour on this alone. So if you have some specific stuff that you want, go ahead and ask that. If not, I'll just go over some of the, I think, more important ins and outs for people here. You know, got these 3 brokers plus our paper trader to connect to. It's very straightforward. Go ahead and connect to the simulator paper trader. There's columns across the top here, or tabs, I should say, across the top here. They all have their various reasons and functions within there. We can add new tabs that are in here. There's also this window over here for showing the profit continuum. We're taking that away. Interestingly enough, there is the symbol linking. You got that going on there as well, privacy mode. Now, the save as default that's in here, that's only going to save where your columns and tabs are set up. It doesn't save any other changes. So, for example, if you make any changes within the strategies tab here, whether it's creating instructions, adding a strategy, that you need to save that in your default layout. Those are the kinds of ins and outs that are in there. Order entry panel is very straightforward here, right? My buy side or sell side. What kind of orders am I going? The quantity. Click on something here so it populates. There we go. You got your quantity in here. You can type it. You have quick buttons in there for it as well, or quick. You can decide if you're going limit, right? Click on these right here. They'll swap you to limit. They'll put you to bid, last, ask, whatever you want. Send that trade. You connect it to multiple paper accounts. You created paper accounts within there. You've got that. And that's more or less, the big ins and outs, short and skinny of that. There are some adjustments you can make to defaults within Brokerage Plus. We go to Tools, Options, Brokerage Plus. Come to the orders here. You can see that I set mine to a buy side as default instead of neutral, which yours will come with. Your increments on the shares, your quantity, that you're using as a default. All these items like this in here. If you want to set stop and profit targets there, you put what you want in there for $1%. Click those in, and they'll automatically populate here along with the rest of your orders. If you have maximum amount you want in there, things of that nature. You want to create new or edit the quick buttons that are in there. You can only have, I believe, 5 quick buttons at once. If you're adding something in, mostly you got to take something out, kind of thing. Those are the big ins and outs. If you have other specific questions, you can throw those in at me and get those to you. But I think those are the big main ones. Some charts have AI buy points, but I look on Holly, it's not showing. So Holly's only going to show the stocks she alerts. That's it. You can add a trade wave if you want, right? But Holly only shows the stocks that she alerts, and you got to, you'll enable those, enable the AI trading on your your chart. So you right click, go to properties, you select show AI trades. I don't currently show it because I don't like anything on my chart personally. So, if I go and click any of these here, it's showing where the AI is. You get a different look at the AI if you're in the browser charts with the non-browser charts. You see it's got this shaded area here like that. Instead, on non-browser, when browser, I got that. Placing orders on charts. So, well, actually, we just released our newest beta, so you can chart trade now by just having this trade ticket here. You download the newest beta. Here's a download page for anybody that wants it. Doug, I see your question. Bear with me while I finish up with Vito here. Download the latest beta. You've got this in here to play with. Play with it in the simulator first and paper trader first. You can connect it to your broker, the trade ticket, right? You get this trade ticket here like that, or you can simply, you can buy right here by clicking on the plus sign and then putting it in, buying, click market and submit it and bang, but you gotta pick the shares. 100 shares, submit, done. Show this message again, right? And there I'm in that trade, bang, just like that. 100 shares, 508, like that, and then I can click this for a stop loss to add. And you click that for a target, automatically adds those there like that, and then I can take and drag them up or down however I want, make those adjustments quickly. I can cancel them out if I want. I can just flatten that trade if I want, right? So I'll flatten up here. Go back. So, bang, done. So, those are some of the easier things that we can do here with the chart trading there. Now, Doug, no, we'll never expand Brokers Plus to Thinkorswim. We tried it years ago before they were bought by Charles Schwab, and their API doesn't work. So we did. I don't even want to say how much money we invested into linking to them, but we invested a lot of money linking into them, a lot of time, only to learn that their API was broken and faulty and delayed. When we reached out to them about it, they didn't care. They had no interest in fixing it or anything like that. So clearly, Charles Schwab buying them over there, they care even less than TD Ameritrade did. And it kind of is what it is. Unfortunately, there'll never be a Thinkorswim linking. I wish there would be, because I like Thinkorswim personally, but I was the one that did all the testing and the beta testing in it too, discovered all the bugs in their API, and it was what it was, unfortunately. No hotkeys. No hotkeys. So keep it coming. We got questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, please. Keep those questions coming for me. Nope, I don't use DOS. I don't use Centerpoint. I do most of my trading in Thinkorswim and IBKR. Ripman, you have to update to our latest beta. So I dropped the link in here to our download page. There's that. There's the link to the download page again. Download the beta, please. Let me show you here. Download this here, the beta. And then there's the release notes here. And it goes over this. So you have the Chat GPT in here now as well. So there's that too. So if you come to configure of any scan, you now get some Chat GPT help in here. You can also find some Chat GPT. It's our own Chat GPT. It's not like a public one. Not like some random Chat GPT. It's something we built ourselves. It can help with on there as well. We have the new beta. All right, go here on the three dots then. I would actually, let me ask you to do this first. Before you do anything, go to help, go to about, and make sure this says 5.6.106. If it doesn't say that, You don't have the latest beta. You have the second latest beta now. Is there a way to set up auto trading for specific stocks based? No, there's not a way to do that. The money machine will allow for that there in the top. That's what the money machine will allow for. But at this time, not there yet. We're working on it. We're working on it. So for those that are on the latest beta, if you don't see the trade ticket, click on the three dots up here. There you go, got three dots right there that I just highlighted. And which button is that? It's right. Yep. So click on those three dots to enable trade order entry. Click OK, and you get the trade ticket there, and it does away with that old default strategy for the charts. This is much better, much more fluid. It's not even close. It just added features. That's all. Added the GPT, and added that chart trading. That's what it could do. I'm not sure what you mean by clear older alerting strategies that came through of TL. I'm not sure what that means. If you can expand and elaborate. Ripman got it. All right, perfect. I like the chart trading one. I don't use it. I don't use it personally, but I think it's a great feature. And that's it. I don't need the chat GPT. I think it's a great feature for users. I don't need it personally. That's it. Those are the big things. Those are the things that came out in the quarter, and they're huge. And they're absolutely huge items. It wasn't like they flipped the switch and this happened. This was months and months and months and months of building and coding and everything to make this happen. So keep questions coming, folks. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. So if you have old, I don't know if you mean old alerts or positions, but if you have old positions in here, just flatten them. Click on them and click flatten to get rid of them. If you're looking to get rid of strategies, from the strategies tab, right click, delete trading strategy, done, and then save it to your layout afterwards. Right, go file, save layout, and save it as part of your default layout when you update those things. That's what you do there. If you need your paper trader reset, we can do that on our end. Just give us an email. The reset will just, it'll get rid of any positions that you have, and it'll, in your accounts here, it'll reset the main paper account. If you have an account here you don't want anymore, you've created a paper account, right click and delete simulated trading account. That's all. In the trade wave, what's a better setting? Cloud 1, 2, or 3? I've never messed with it. I left it on the default, so I couldn't tell you. I've always left it right there on the default, just like that. Actually, what that's going to do, I'm sorry, you could add multiple clouds, it looks like. And so if you want the moving averages to be faster or slower, you can make that adjustment there. That's what it does. And again, it's not better, right? The faster a moving average is, the sooner it may get you into a trade, the sooner it may get you out of a trade. But it could give you false signals in and it could give you false signals out, right? The slower moving average is, the longer it takes to get you into a trade and the longer it takes to get you out, right? And so we could be getting in late and we could leave the trade late. So again, it's not better, it's different. What I would encourage, like with anything else, if you're not happy with what the trade wave setting is, then play with it and see if you like things more. But I would encourage you to understand EMAs before you just start throwing things at it, right? Understand how EMAs work and how um, changing that number will impact what you're doing. Or volume, I'm guessing volume bar is the only thing you can gauge for volume. I mean, on our charts, yeah, I mean, I think there's like some kind of volume average that you can add or something like that. Yeah, that's all we offer on the charts for volume. Other charting programs offer some like volume profile and things like that. Some people find them very helpful, some don't. I've never used them personally. So I know they exist is all I can say. That's all we offer for volume as far as the charts goes, those volume bars. So, I like volume the way it is right here. It's a big part of what I do for trading. I like to pay attention to, when volume is moving up and down and what the price action is doing with it. That's important to me. How much conviction is there in the buying and how much conviction is there in the selling? Yeah, I'll be honest. I have mixed feelings about the new charts. Um, there are things that I don't like and things that I do like. I do like the picture in picture very, very much. Helps that look left easy, make it easier on the look left when I'm trying to find, where's possible resistance or support. Um, but I don't need all the other stuff up here. I'm not, I don't need all that other stuff. I'm very simplistic. I like my charts plain Jane as can be, as you can see. I've got the trade wave up here because I like to showcase it. But when I'm not just, when I'm not here displaying, I don't have anything else on my charts. There's not much on my charts at all. I just like things very, very basic, very, very plain nowadays. Um, no, no news alerts. as discussed, several times before, you got the single stock window here for news. It's got a news tab in it. So pull from the Google API. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not as great. But that's what we have as far as news goes. I just, all this other stuff up here. I don't care if we're going to need the relative volume up here. Some of these other things. If we take that out, it's a little more simple up here. I also like having this up here, the open, high, low, close, and all those items. I like that up there. I feel like there's more space on the chart like this, versus it feels like it gets a little more squashed here like this for me. Those are like the main differences. It's not like, oh no, I don't like that. It's just, it's a little personal preference. That's all. But the way this is much smoother here, the way it scrolls, I mean, that is absolutely money for me. And again, that picture in picture, I like picture in picture very much. How to adjust that? So veto, right click, come to indicators, go to edit, go to volume, go to modify colors, click use up, down colors, and then set the up and set the down. Right? Set up color, set down color. That's how you do that. And then press OK, save it. You're all done. Yeah, yep, the whole thing runs smoother without a question. Much better. Big time improvement there. So keep them coming. Good release notes. Data. All right, traders, can you like to hear that? That's important to know. These notes were helpful. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'd say anything under 400 is good. You really want to see it under 150, but as long as you're under 400, you should be fine. All right, so we're still cruising along here. Keep the questions coming. Don't be shy. Yeah, you do it like you would any other. You could set the underlying top list, right? That the race came from with the symbols list. So go to configure, advanced, and then set the symbols list like you would anything else. And then go in again as far as the race goes. John Paul, I'm not really sure. I have to find out what service is ports and protocols you need to allow your firewall to run trade ideas. If you send an email to info@trade-ideas.com, I can inquire with the dev team on that. You can go ahead and John Paul send an email there with that question, and I will get that in front of the proper folks. Um, Game 613. No, this release doesn't really have anything to do with the money machine at all. Nothing to do with it. I mean, not according to the release notes, anyways. Yeah, you need to have the symbols list needs to exist to add the symbols to it. Vito, it doesn't, how else would it know that you wanted to look at specific symbols? It needs a symbols list. I don't know, Vito. I don't travel. There's not a lot of questions that come up about that. I mean, in fact, I don't have any questions that come up about that. We have lots of users in Europe, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, Oceania. We have users all over the world. I've never had anybody any real issues outside of like personal stuff that they have for firewalls and things like that. But that becomes something they have to troubleshoot, and we can't account for what security people are using. To create a list, you need to go to tools to create a list. Create a list, tools, symbols list. You have to create that. There's no other way to create a list. You want to add stocks to it, you have to go in there and add the stocks to it. If you have a grid-like top list or alert window, you can right click, go to send to, and you could send to a symbols list like that. But there's no send to function in the races. So it has to come from an underlying top list or the alert window. Uh, the question about Holly and how much it's made in a timeline, not really, because Holly doesn't provide a target, right? So, I mean, the two ways to look at Holly are either the entry to the stop loss or entry to the close of the market. I don't think that's really a good way to decipher it. So, really, no. I mean, you can look at the history and it'll give you some numbers. Right clicking history all. It'll give you some numbers if you look at any of those things. You can do time frame and do it like that too. I just don't think it's a good. I just don't think it's a great way to do it. That's all because there's no target there. Yeah, if you go ahead and get that email in when I'm wrapped up here, I will get that in front of the appropriate folks. As soon as I can get you in. So keep them coming. Keep them coming with the questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You don't create a race from a symbols list. You create a race from a race or a top list. New real-time stock race, right? You create it from here. New real-time stock race. Then you would attach the symbols list after, like you would with any other scan. Or you can create a top list, and once the top list is created, you right click the top list and launch real-time stock race from that top list. Those are the two ways you can do that. Right, we're already at 12:30. Holy cow, time is flying, folks. Time is flying. I love that. It always feels like these sessions go faster when you're all really engaged and asking questions. Greatly appreciate it. Also, it's nice having you all ask questions. It means that people engage in the software, they care. We care. We want you folks to be successful, right? It's important for you to get what you're looking for out of the software, right? So, it always makes me a little nervous when we do these, and nobody's asking questions and all that. And people struggling, but they're afraid to talk, things like that. So that's a pulse. We want to feel the pulse. We want to feel a good, lively pulse. You can use this with low price. Uh, no, symbols. Let's just add specific symbols. You're adding specific stocks to a list. The scan, you can scan for things like that. That's what the scans are for. You build a scan looking for low float, low price, things like that. You build a scan for those things. The symbols list says, I only want to look at these specific stocks, not kind of stocks, but these actual stocks. And no, all good. Ask the questions. Ask the questions. Ask away, my friend. Um, we archive the more you know emails. I don't know. I don't know. I don't work on the marketing side of those things. Um, I know they go out. I know, my face is up there as a part of them, but I don't know if they're archived or not. Yeah, I have two specific scans that I share and show off all the time. I'll first let me share the cloud links to them. So here's the first one that maybe scan. right, and share this one as well. And we'll get to them both. Bear with me. All right. So the first one I shared is this scan here. You right click, come to the configure. I pulled the scan. I want you to find the stocks that are $11 or more. I see you traded 750,000 shares in a day or more. Relative value of one at least is 75% above below the 20-day range, 75% above below today's range. I'm just trying to find stocks that are possibly breaking out over 20 days. Not in no man's land, but got a little bit of volume. Make an adjustment to the scan at some point, not too distant future. Maybe add a little more volume to it, up the price a little bit. Trading stocks that are a little higher price than I used to now. When this swing trading, and this is a swing trading scan for me. So this, this found me yesterday or the day before MCHP. Kind of saw this thing going on here. It had come through. This is the kind of thing I like. The bottom in here, starting to move up. Positive reaction to earnings. We saw a little bit of volume coming back up in this here off this earnings. And I knew I had a little room to run, so I'd taken a shot in this. I held some of it all through. I held it all through yesterday, sold some on the close, and then I sold the rest on the open actually today. Just after the open. So something like going on there. Let's look through some of the stocks that are coming through it now and see what I like and what I don't like. And I'll go over why I like and don't like. I don't like this. It's in a downtrend, right? Downtrend. Still making lower highs for now. Still making lower lows for now. So I don't like that stock. It's gone too far too fast for me. I don't dislike it, but I need another consolidation day now. That's, this is a big line here too to get through as well. It took a pause here for a day or two. Looking at 14 starts to have a little room in that gap. Not the best setup, not terrible. I don't like the chart in general. I don't like this. Every time it starts to get up to that level, it looks weak. Silver junior miners. Yeah, same thing. Not crazy about it. Some of these stocks I know already. I do a lot of homework on the scan. No. 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 Yeah. Breaking this long consolidation here. It's breaking out. Of that 18 positive reaction to earnings, climbing its way higher. Yeah, I like that. When I'll trade it, I just the chart looks nice. Trying some stuff maybe a little higher in price here. Not this is like a no, but just like looking at this here, it's got some work to do here. But positive reaction to earnings, bit of room up here that 30 level. I like it a little more the more I look at it. So that's that scan. That's what I'm looking for. And then I have this scan for a position lifetime high range. So what I've been doing here is it's got to be above $8, traded 1 million shares, got to have a relative volume of 1 and 35% above the low of its lifetime range. You can stop there, trying to break out. So, let's go through a few of these here. Sharp sell-off, sharp recovery, taking out all-time highs again, grinding higher, like that. Interesting. This is the London exchange, essentially, for ETF. Trying to find some stuff maybe below all-time highs that look at. If that trend sells off, this is support. We've back up that resistance, so we keep an eye here, very positive reaction to earnings. As it's something to be keeping an eye on right now. Everybody and their mother is trading pounds here. So, what can I say? This thing's an absolute beast. Stay out of the way if you're short, or if you're looking to short. GE, back from the dead. This thing just chugging along right now. It's really broken out. I need it to consolidate for a few days, but boy, that's looking real healthy right now. eBay. It's a beautiful move off that 70 break right there. Looking at those levels. Beautiful moves on eBay. Love to see it consolidate a couple of days. Meta. We thought this one was dead in the water, right? So, this stuff is on the sell-off. Right back up here. Looking at that level. 700 and all-time highs right there. It's a pretty decent chart to be looking at. So that's what I like. Those are the things I'm doing. So I shared both those scans there. You put anything you want in a raise veto. Just use the symbols list like we discussed before, right? Nope, we don't have money flow like that. And for sector rotation, create a sector list and just look at what it's doing, right? So I created my own sector list here that I look at occasionally to see what's shaking. And you can see where things have been over the last 5 days, the position in their range for the year, and the current positions on the day. So just go ahead and yeah. We have pre-made stuff for that as well. If you're new, go to Doc Channel Bar, click on Show More, scroll down, sector status. Got a built-in race for you there. It's got all these top lists with all these different sectors in it for you. All done. That sectors list I did is on a personal symbols list. I can't share it because it won't. My symbols list won't transfer to you. Let me see if I have one. Maybe I'll show you. If you have that whole channel that I just showed in the Doc Channel Bar, you got that entire thing. All right, here's a sector. This is my sector list that I can share, actually. It's a shareable version of it. 1 second. There you go. So that's the same sector list that I'm using. The sectors that I like to look at. Also, my thoughts on B, and we go over it, talk about where it's been, where it is. This stupid chart keeps giving me a hard time. And I was giving a hard time to a user the other day, too. Let me see here. All right, apparently I can't offer you thoughts on it, Jay. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time. It is mighty frustrating. I get it. All right. Now I'm aware it's Barrick. They've had a symbol change, and I don't know why. I have a hard time with that chart for some reason. It did it to me the other day. One day it was coming in, the next day it wasn't. These are the bugs that are the worst because if everybody said they didn't have this chart, then it's easier to find and fix. When it's one person that has a bug, it makes it damn near impossible. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Oh well, look, obviously we have data on it, right? You know, here we go. All this stuff here. So clearly we've got data on it. Just can't figure out why I'm having a hard time with it. So a couple more minutes, folks, for a wrap up here. Keep those questions coming in. Mm, I have a problem with the new data when I place orders. What's the problem? If you can, elaborate on it. ALPB. No, it's too extended for me. ALPB is too extended. Nothing I'd be interested in that. Yeah, the gold chart. Well, this chart doesn't work anymore, right? You can hear 5/8 the last day on it. Really no data that's here. And yet, whatever. Whatever. So Yeah, man, if you can elaborate on your issue. I'm not looking at any sectors right now, just individual stocks. Yes, the volume bars are quarter of the time are the same time frame as the chart. Oh, that's not good. All right. Can you upload your files to Brokerage Plus, please? To sorry, upload your files, please. If you can do this, to help send files to support, and then email me, please. Ritman at info@trade-ideas.com. And let me know. Write up a report on that. That's a shame. And that's happening on the new chart trading there, Ritman. In the email, if you can tell me exactly what steps you're taking when that happens, whether you're trading on the chart or wherever else. So we'll begin to wrap up in a moment here. Uh, what's the draw? This is just it's a program called Epic that I draw with. It's not part of Trade Ideas. It's just its own program called Epic Pen. Nothing good for that. All right, folks, I think I will wrap up for the day here. A couple of trading days left here in the week, so stick to the plan. Don't do anything crazy, right? Manage your risk and all those cliche things we talk about. Cliches for a reason. So I thank you all very kindly for being here today and interacting, engaging, questions. Good stuff as always. Appreciate it. And you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye bye.